a weird way to start a stream. Started a little bit earlier than I said I was going to, but and I know this is kind of like a last minute kind of thrown together situation here, but I figured I'd do this. It'd be something fun. I actually just picked this up, and I kind of put it off, put it off, put it off, and then for some reason I saw this set was going for like, I don't know, an extra like 40, $50 more on Big Bad Toy Store. And then I saw that it sold out. And then I saw that it was back up. And then they raised it like another $100. And I was like, what the hell's going on? So I was like, I'll just go to Hasbro Pulse. I went to Pulse. It was the regular price. And I just picked it up from Pulse. So yeah, really weird chain of events with Big Bad Toy Store. I'm not sure what the hell was going on with that, with the upcharge, and then it was sold out, and then it was back brought back up, and then it was upcharged again. Weird circumstances right there. But anyway, I digress. Um, this is the GI Joe classified 6-inch scaled crankcase and awe striker. Like I said, I kind of put this off for a while picking this up. I was like, do I really need another vehicle? It'll just be in the way. And then I was like, you know what? It is. I always like the awe striker more than the vamp, unless we're talking about the vamp version 2. Um, but yeah, I don't know. Awe striker. I think this is a pretty nice little redesign that they did with the Ostriker. A lot of people are very, purists, and they only like what was in the 80s. And I'm like, well, this isn't the 80s anymore. So I don't know. I like the redesign. I think it looks really good. We got the classified box right here. It says G.I. Joe Classified, G.I. Joe Crankcase, and Ostriker. And there is a little window for Crankcase itself. Nice picture of the figure and the vehicle and all the accessories put together. And then in the back, we've got what looks to be like other Ostrikers with no cage. And then over here, another Ostriker. And then we got the bridge layer right here, which will, I don't know. I don't know if we're going to be getting a bridge layer anytime soon. That would be probably like a HasLab type situation. But yeah. I got to take this off screen and flip it. Here's the back of the box. I know I normally don't do boxes, but this is a large type box, so I figured why not. And I apologize for the glare. Not really much I can do. I got very minimal space here, but it shows the features of the Ostriker here. We've got the back of the Ostriker. It says hot exhaust right here. It says danger, all that fun stuff right there. And then we've got the center console for the Ostriker with cup holders and a gear shift. And then we've got the GPS right here, which is pretty cool. We'll show that in a little bit. And then the rest of the vehicle and accessories right here comes with a toolkit, 2 missiles, and then we've got the figure, a helmet, the same kind of helmet that came with the what the hell's the name of that thing? The stupid the Cobra vehicle. My God, I can't think of anything. It'll come to me. I'm sure somebody will let me know in the comments. It comes with a cup of Joe, a knife, a sidearm, a visor, which is pretty funny. It says off-road. We've got some ammunition, like I said, toolkit, canister, ammo canisters, binoculars, 2 different types of bandanas or whatever you want to say, scarves, and then some goggles. So pretty cool. Like I said, I'm shooting this live, so if you're watching this on playback, you can fast forward through the opening section. But I'm going to open this right now, not waste any time. We'll get into it. All right. I still do GI Joe stuff on here, but I've just been so heavily focused on Star Wars customs lately that I haven't had much time really doing anything else. So there's the first piece right there. Pull this out and get the clamshell out of Crankcase. rest of this vehicle out here. Hopefully, oh, there go the. There's that. There. Oops. Let me see the chat, please. Top chat. Terry, what's going on, buddy? How you doing? Nice to see you, buddy. Nice to see you. I know I've been kind of MIA. Sean Jones, what's going on, man? First timer? Oh, okay, well, welcome to the crew. Welcome to the clan. But yeah, don't mind me. I'm just opening this stuff, and I'm gonna get it all together. Here's a cage piece right there. Like I said, I do classified G.I. Joe stuff, and I do Star Wars stuff, and I don't do Marvel Legends stuff anymore. I don't really mess with Marvel Legends anymore. It's kind of a dead issue for me. If I do get an occasional Marvel Legend, it's probably because that character has never existed in Marvel Legends before. This is going to take up a lot of space. Okay. And we're just going to kind of put the car leaning right there. But yeah, I also do like Mythic Legions, mostly Cosmic Legions. I'll like rarely get a Mythic Legion unless it's like a character that's kind of meaningful to me. But yeah. What else? I'm trying to think what else. DC stuff, Halo stuff, all the fun stuff that we enjoy in this crazy world we call collecting. All right. It wasn't too cumbersome getting that out of the box, to be honest with you. And I'm going to toss this outside. Outside there. Sorry, I have 4 dogs, so you guys might hear my dogs crying or barking or doing something in the background. I'm just giving the PSA warning right now. I'm going to open up the first bag here, right there. And we'll get all that stuff out. I have seen. I normally don't watch reviews unless I'm going to get if I know I'm going to get the product, but I didn't think I was. I thought I was initially going to pass on this, but then I don't know. For some reason, I was like, you know what? You do like the Ostriker, you should get it. And I did get a Vamp, and I like the Ostriker more than I like the Vamp. So, but I did see a review on it. I wasn't really too pleased with the review that I watched. I don't really tackle a lot of stuff, but whatever. We can't all be perfect, right? Let's see what we got here. Your classifieds only. Oh, okay. I'm 3 of these, never opened one yet. Oh, you have 3 of them. Holy cow. Hey man, I wish I could only focus on one thing. I wish, it would make my life a lot easier. But I've also been collecting for like 30 years, so I guess I'm an old head now. What is that noise? Let me make sure something. Hold on a second. Okay, never mind. All right. I thought nobody was home, and then somebody is home. Okay. There we got instructions. Let's see. I spend like I have multiple lines. Oh, thanks for the backdrop. It's just a extreme sense. So we've got and don't feel free to everybody to chime in and stuff. I like to be able to have conversations with people while I'm doing this. So chime in, and if there's something I missed, please let me know too. Because I am not perfect myself, and I'm sure I'll forget something or I'll say something wrong. So, I'm all about constructive criticism. Please let me know objectivity and constructive criticism. So let me know if I'm doing something wrong or if I'm saying something wrong. But here's the they're telling you how to put it together, all the instructions and everything. And you can kind of assemble it the way you want. You can go for the classic look if you want, or you can go for the more modern look with the carriage on the back. And then there's other stuff right here that it's showing you as far as the stickers and such go. Um, so there you go. If anybody needs to see the instructions for a longer period of time, let me know. We've got some pretty cool stickers. These are to modernize it a little bit more. Let me flip it upside down. We got like almost like a lizard type situation there, and then we got like a dog right here, which is pretty cool. So if you wanted to use this for like Dusty or something like that, and go with the dog, you could. He's got Sandstorm. I know that's technically a coyote, I think. But you can also go with the shark, which if anybody knows anything about me, I am deathly afraid of sharks. It is my biggest fear in this world. I respect them, but I am deathly afraid of them. Um, so I don't know if I'm going to go with any stickers here. I do have 4 dogs, so I'm leaning more towards the doggy here. But yeah, I don't know. Just a cool option to have, but I don't think I'm going to go with any stickers here. I don't know. That might change down the road. Let's get the figure out of the clamshell and talk about all of the stuff. But let me know if you guys want me to put the car together first, or if you want me to kind of show off the figure first. Let me know. Let me know. Let me know. Let me know. No. Sorry, it's gonna be loud. Actually, I'll mute it. All right, so figure first. Okay, we'll do that. You got it, dude. All right, let me get the car out of the way then, because I need to save space here. And then I gotta move my camera in closer, a little closer. Need to readjust my lighting so we can see everything. All right. I think I should go to my other tripod for this. Probably I'll have better lighting. This thing is like not focused whatsoever on the figure. I'll set this figure up and then I'll switch to my other tripod. But that is everything I think he comes with. Oh, I didn't open up the little tackle box thing or other box thing. Those. That's weird. This thing has a hole in the bottom, which is random. That's so weird. I've never seen just a hole being punched. That's really weird. Anybody else think that's weird? Because it's kind of weird. All right, go ahead and open up that. See, these are the rest of his accessories. And I'm gonna assume this is like the gun and the bazooka and all that fun stuff. We'll put that to the side over here. The antennae. All right. Like I said, you guys can jump in. This is a collaborative effort. I like to be able to chat with you guys. Sorry for the shaky cam. I'm going to switch to my smaller tripod to make your life easier and make the review look a little bit more sufferable. There we go. Isn't that better? I was using the bigger tripod just because the car is so much larger, but for now, we'll use this one when talking about the figure. Move that out of the way. Hey. Okay, so we've got Crankcase here. There we go. We got Crankcase here, and I think he looks pretty good. Back my lighting off just a hair. It's a bit much. So first thing, like I said, we've got the helmet here. Pretty cool. Like I said, it's reused from the ferret. That's what it's called. I don't know why I couldn't think of the ferret. Um, Hopefully it's resized because I think it was meant for a female character before, but let's try and get that on his head. Yeah, it's a tight fit, but it does fit. Let me readjust his head. It's like crooked. Your head is crooked, sir. Fix your head. And there we go. It does fit. This is a really tight fit. But it fits. I'm not. It's probably going to be a pain in the rear end to get the goggles on with the helmet. But I guess you could try and put the goggles like that. No, that's not going to work. Okay. They should have given us a second pair of goggles. But yeah, looks like a good figure. I'm trying to see if any of the sculpt is reused. I think maybe. I want to say the upper torso is definitely a new piece, unless maybe it's reused from dial tone. I'm not 100% sure on that. Let me fix his torso. Is like all crooked. You got a crooked torso, sir. There we go. We'll stand him at attention there, so he looks good. Here is his regular combat helmet, which is probably what I'm going to have him with. It's a little loose on the head, though. Let's see if it passes the shake test. It does. There's a little loose going on, though, but it fits. So there's that to point out. I'm trying to see if there's any pockets on him, because last time I saw a review of any information on this guy was probably when this just came out. So months ago. He does have a heavy weapon right here, which actually attaches to the Awe Striker. As you can see, the mount point right here, and then it's got the feeder right there. But I guess if you want to take this off the Awe Striker and use it, you could. So it's a very small handle for pistol grip. Let's see if I don't know. It's just like undersized or something. That's really weird. Yeah, it's like undersized. So it's when he's holding it, it's kind of pointing down. And just to show you what I'm talking about, there's his hand straight, and it's like pointing downward, which is weird. Downward dog. Because the pistol grip on it is so small. That is weird. Isn't that weird? How tiny that is? Sorry. Isn't that weird? Kind of weird. Why would they undersize this thing? That's very strange. Okay, so there's that, and then we've got the cup of Joe. It says Yo Joe on it. Crap for the fodder bin. That's right. That is correct. Let's see if we can take the top off. No, it's all just kind of molded right there. But it's a gray plastic. Pistol grips look like it's 1/18 scale. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, it does. Pretty 1/18 scale-ish. I don't have any 1/18 scale figures, but I have a Jawa. We can see if it fits the Jawa's hand, and he's teeny. Oh, it's definitely gonna fit the Jawa's hand. Maybe. This Jawa also is probably not the easiest to put a pistol in there. I never liked the fact that they sculpted these. Anyway, I'm going off on a tangent here, but yeah, it does definitely fit a smaller hand. Like even with the Jawa's tiny hand, it's like just barely fitting on his hand. So, uh, not the best there. But all right, so crankcase here. Sorry, I'm going off on tangents here. We also got the two missiles right here, right there, and his googles. There's his googles. already showed the Joe. Let's get this off. Let's pop the head off. Okay, do that off camera. There we go. Pop the head off. And now we can put this on right here. And it kind of just sits right there. And we can pop the head back on. And I'm assuming it's going to cover his face, which is pretty awesome. Kind of reminds me of the old Pursuit of Cobra days um, with the Dreadnought Trike. I can't remember that guy's name. I have him. I still have all my Pursuit of Cobra stuff. I don't think I'll ever sell it. It's just too meaningful. I love that toy line. It was probably one of the best G.I. Joe toy lines ever. Pursuit of Cobra and 30th anniversary stuff was fantastic. But this kind of reminds me of that. Just I don't know, something simple I just thought I would bring up. Do you guys have any Pursuit of Cobra figures left over? From the old days of 2009, 2010 into 2011? I still have all the customs that I've done for my old. You guys remember that back in like what 2018 to. You have Zartan. Zartan's a great figure. I want to say everybody, even the um, a lot of them, not all. Yeah, I think I have all of them. I think I tracked all of them down before I moved to South Carolina. I'm originally from Buffalo, New York, and I moved to South Carolina back in 2020. And I think I picked up the last one that I needed, which was Desert Storm Shadow, which is an amazing figure. If you guys don't have that, go track it down. It's such a good figure. The chained weapon that he comes with, I can't remember. I don't know the technical term, so I'll just call it that. The chained weapon that he comes with is made with an actual real metal chain. And it's got like I think like a hook and a dagger on one end, so you can like swing it. It's such a great figure. Oh my god, I love that figure, and I don't really like ninja figures too much, but that figure is very well done. There's a lot of thought that went into the design for a lot of the characters for Pursuit of Cobra. It's just such a good toy line, and I'm convinced that if Pursuit of Cobra never existed, I really don't think that Classified would, because you can see a lot of the nods in the Classified line from Pursuit of Cobra. Like we wouldn't have Shadow Tracker. He's like one of my favorite toys in my collection. So, but um, bought them for my son then, and they disappeared. Oh, that's a shame. Yeah, they're fantastic figures. A great toy line. I'm sure your son had fun with them though. 50 cal 118. Yeah, pretty much. You could totally do that, Sean. Absolutely. But yeah, sorry, a lot of memories with fond memories with Pursuit of Cobra. But um, but anyway, Crankcase here. I like the shading they actually did for the scarf piece here. I don't know. I'm kind of leaning maybe towards leaving that down with the helmet on like this. Although the scarf is pushing a little bit on this helmet, kind of kicking it up, but it's not the end of the world, really. It's not the biggest deal ever. And then here's what he looks like with the goggles on. I'm just going to kind of go through all of the accessories here. I'm not trying. These do run rather small, so it is a tight fit on his head, but they will go on. What are you guys? I'll ask this while I'm farting around here. What are you guys most excited for as far as releases, upcoming releases? What's the? I don't know. Give me your top five or your top figures. I'll just say in general. I'm also glad that, and they've done this in the past, GI Joe. I'm glad they actually made this sculpted and connect, because sometimes they make like scarves and stuff like that, and they're not connected, and they just kind of float. And I hate that. I think they did it with like the Range Viper. But yeah, I like these goggles. They look pretty good. Kind of remind me of the Wandering Obi-Wan Kenobi, or not Wandering. What was that? The name? I don't know. The ones from the show, the Obi-Wan Kenobi show. That was awful. That show sucked. But the figures were fun, and I use them for a lot of customs. It's nice to see that this does clasp very, very well. He is a little bit wobbly in the torso. That I am noticing. It's a little jiggly, little jiggle, little wiggle jiggle. But yeah, I think the goggles look really good. It kind of reminds me of something from like the Mummy or something, like the maybe like the that era. You know, I should watch that movie. I love that movie. Did you guys also hear? Well, I'm just spouting off at the mouth here. That they're actually going to make a true sequel to The Mummy 2 with Brendan Fraser, and they're going to bring back the original cast. So I thought that was pretty fun, pretty cool that they're going to do that. I've always been a big fan of Brendan Fraser. I think he's always been an amazing actor. The fact that he was blacklisted is just unacceptable to me. I always wanted him in a Star Wars movie. I always thought like if they came out with like a mid-90s Star Wars movie, they should have cast Brendan Fraser for something, whether that was Dash Rendar or whoever, all new character. But there he is with his visor here, as I'm just not talking about the figure and talking about other stuff. Sorry. Uh, looks really good. I like the off-road visor. It's pretty fun. So like if he's setting up camp or something like that, toss your visor on, or even if he's driving. Here is his dagger. I don't know if this is. I have a couple K bars myself, um, but it kind of looks like it's trying to be a K bar. So pretty nice. It's nice to see something a little bit different, and the fact that the blade is not a teeny little tiny thing, and it's not all black plastic. They actually painted the blade, which is really good. So that's a fun factor right there. And then I have never liked boot or leg holsters for knives. I just don't understand why anyone would want to run around with a holster strapped to their leg with a knife in it. I would want my knife on my vest or on my belt, not on the bottom of my leg. That's just me. I don't know. It's probably just a me thing, but I've never thought it was very tactical. All right, then we'll put the binoculars, which are reused from Duke. So there you go with that. And then we'll just gear him up the way I want. I think I'm gonna have him geared up. Which this is always fun, you know. We gotta put his little cup of Joe in his hand. It's not a knife. This is a knife. Now that's a knife. That's not a knife. No, that's a knife. It's not really fitting and it's not really staying in his hand too well. I could reform the hand, but it would have been nice if he came with some gripping hands, maybe. But he does come with a ton of stuff, so I'm not going to really complain. It's just something to kind of point out that he doesn't really hold the cup of Joe all that well. See, it's going to fall right out. Shake test. Uh, let's see. And then, yeah. So I think this is how I'm going to have him look. I like this quite a bit. Let's see if I can get the goggles on and the helmet on too. Sometimes that's not a combination that you can really have come to life because sometimes the sculpt of the goggles get in the way of the helmet and vice versa. All right, now let's get the helmet on. Let's see what we got. Oh yeah, you can do it. All right. That looks great. This is perfect. Fan friggin' tastic. I like it. And I've got tons of other weapons. I always feel like you should have, if you're like a vehicle driver, you should have some sort of shotgun or something on you, just in case, or an assault rifle. That would be great. You know. But yeah, I really like this figure. I think he's pretty fun. Besides the only drawback of him having a little bit of a jiggly ball joint at the waist, I really don't have any other complaints. I really don't. I like the helmet piece, which I might actually use for like a passenger or something like that. Maybe like one of the green shirts can wear this that are going to be, you know, riding on the back or the a passenger or whatever. But I like the sculpt of the sidearm too. Almost looks like a Glock with a compensator on the front. We've seen it before in the classified line. It's nothing new, really. But that's what it looks like to me. And Glocks are really good guns. Yeah, there's a lot of Glock haters out there, but I think they're pretty good guns. I don't actually own one. I only own SIGs. I own a couple SIGs and then a couple revolvers and a shotgun and a rifle and a few others. But anyway, I digress. I'm here to talk about myself. He does have a watch, and I'm trying to make out what in the world that says. I might have to get my magnifying glasses. Let me get my headgear. This guy put my headgear on. You can get my headgear, and it says, I'm trying to make this out, and I can't really tell. Might just say GI Joe on it or something. I don't know. I can't see. I can't see. It's too small. But yeah, I like this a lot. He's fun. He's easy to pose. There's no like super loose joints on him, which is really cool. I like the sculpt of the vest, new tack vest for him with the pockets right here, and then looks like he's got a ammo magazine holder right there, holster or whatever. More pockets. He does have a radio right here. No Joe Pro on him. Some do and some don't. And then the back of the tack vest right there. He's got some his belt right here with some pockets too. And then he's got his drop down leg holster, which I also don't like leg holsters either. I prefer belt holsters. They tend to move less when you're running or whatever. And then we'll pop that in there. Let's push the pistol down to where it's supposed to be. Telling you, this time of year, guys, this time of year with allergies and such, awful. Absolutely awful. If you know what I'm talking about. Just randomly out of nowhere get a runny nose. And you're like, what, why? Why you do this? All right, so there's the figure. What do you guys think? Let me know what you guys think of the figure itself. And then we'll get on to the car, and then we'll have him in the car and such. Terry says yes as a bounty hunter, and he's referring to the Brendan Fraser thing. I could see him as a bounty hunter. I could see him as like a treasure hunter. I could see him as a smuggler, or I don't know. Let's think of a new title, something that hasn't been done. Um, I definitely think they missed the boat with Shadows of the Empire. I've always been an advocate for Shadows of the Empire, so I think that should have been made into a movie. Um, with George's vision, of course. But there's the figure. I think he's cool. I like him quite a bit. I like the head sculpt. I like the overall body choices. There's a little bit of discoloration from the plastic here and the plastic on his leg. It's slightly darker up here than down here, but that's probably just due to the malleableness of the leg here as opposed to a harder plastic here. So, not the end of the world, but pretty cool, man. I really do like him. I can't wait for a desert themed Dusty. Dusty is, if you don't know, he's my favorite GI Joe of all time. Has been for a very long time. Um, There are others that are up there. Spice Smuggler or Death Stick Smuggler. Oh, gotta go with Spice, man. You know, Death Sticks are for amateurs. You gotta get to the spice, man. All right, let's get the vehicle over here. Let's see if I can just kind of keep the my smaller tripod over here. I doubt it, but because it takes up so much space for stuff. All right. Did you guys want me to go through like articulation with the figure? Because it's pretty much the same stuff. I just figured I was kind of beating a dead horse by doing that. But let me know. I will do it if you guys really want me to. Some people are really adamant about if you don't show that, they get upset. No, okay, great. That saves me doing a bunch of stuff that I don't think you really need me to see me do it. Okay, we got the car here. I think I'm just going to keep the smaller tripod here just so I can really get in here and show you better details and with better lighting. I hope. Um, but if I do happen to accidentally bump the camera, I apologize. But the vehicle itself, like I said, I like the it's got like a little bit of back off my freaking lighting, good lord. A little bit of like weathering detail for the star right here. I think that looks pretty nice. It says United States, which is pretty cool. Rubber tires, which is nice. It's got a working wench. I'm pretty sure the suspension is also working, which is pretty cool in the front, but not in the back. It's fixed. So the back is fixed. The front is articulated. So that's pretty cool. Here's the bottom of the vehicle. Looks pretty nice. Lots of screws right here. Screws. It almost looks like you could put a battery, like there's some sort of like battery operation under here, but there's not. It's just plastic. So there's that. And then we still have a little band right here. Let's see if I take this off, something's gonna flop off. No? Okay. So we got like a little foot stand back here. We got a foot stand right here. We've got some lights back here as well. I don't know how well I'm going to be able to show this, but I'm going to do my best. Got like a little mount point right there. And then here is the interior of the Striker. As I'm going to go handheld now. I'm going to try turn this into an RC. Oh man, that's quite the project, man. That'd be pretty cool though. You'll have to make a video on that if you do. So here is the inside. A very almost like Batman-esque looking steering wheel right here. Pretty cool though. I don't know why that reminds me of Batman, but it does. It's like almost Batman logo-ish. Right now it says we're going 65 miles per hour, even though we're sitting still. Okay, sweet. And then we've got the gear shift, which is actually working. Pretty cool. And look, first gear, second gear, third gear, fourth gear. Kick it over and push it up for fifth gear, and then straight back for sixth gear. Will it go down and over? No, it doesn't. So you'll have to like pretend that you pressed down or pulled up on some gear shifts. You can like pull up like a little slide, like you gotta pull up the like a little slide and then move the gear shift over to get to reverse. But yeah, pretty cool that they made that articulation. Articulation? That's not a word. Articulated. Oh my god, I'm an idiot. This is pretty cool. So you can have like the passenger talk onto a radio, and it's nice rubbery plastic, which is pretty cool. So that's nice. And then let's see if we can remount it. Can you mount it anywhere, or is it just kind of hang? I guess it just kind of hangs right there when you're done with it. So, there you go with that. Let me flip around to the front of said vehicle. And then to roll this up, you gotta that. And then you want the winch kind of hanging out in the front. There's a plastic hook. Pretty cool, man. I like this quite a bit. I might have to take some photos and post it on my Instagram of this. This is pretty awesome. Maybe I'll get my vamp out and my his tank too. And the dragonfly. I'll get them all out. I'll have a big play day. Why not? But pretty nice. I like this. There is a like clear plastic for the headlamps right there. Pretty cool. It's a fun little buggy. I like them. I like them. I gotta fix my. There we go. Pretty cool, man. I like this so far. All right, so let's start putting it together because I am just farting around here. All right, so I'm assuming this goes like this. I'm not using instructions, and I'm not going to. Someone's probably like, "Please use instructions. I need to know." It's pretty intuitive. You just kind of pop things into place. Now, the caveat to this that I've seen in reviews is that the holes aren't really deep enough and the cage pops off constantly. And you know what I say to that is, oh, you're getting glued. That's what I say to that. It's going to get super glued because I'm not dealing with this thing popping off constantly. So, especially not popping off at the mouth, bro? How you doing? Anyway. All right, so there we got that. Yeah, it's definitely not wanting to stay in there. And the holes need to be lined up as well. So I'm going to attempt to do all of that. But yeah, the holes are definitely shallow for the front part of the cage. So the front part of the cage is constantly popping off, at least on one side, this side or that side. And then you really got to make sure that you line up. Oh, God, I'm about to knock friggin' Douglas or Jerome over. There we go. So now it's in. The cage is in as best as it's getting. There's no pop or snap, which that would have been nice if they put some detents right here and like a little groove and made these like a little bit longer so they settle in and there's enough clearance. I mean, there's no reason why they can't. So if you want to go for a more classic look, you can go with this for the back. And I'm assuming that just pops in. Oh no, this is supposed to go up here. Oh, this was another point of contention for people. Was this gun not pegging in all the way and popping off? So that's going to get glued also, probably. I don't know. We'll see because that does need to move to be able to get photo shots like that. But this hole on the gun part is too shallow for the peg. And it's just simply not deep enough. And they should have. It is a design flaw, which is unfortunate. Um, so, but I mean, it's on there. If I shook it, it probably would not fall off, or it might. I just realized my seat is missing. And did I not take it out of the box? So let me go check the box. I probably left it in the box like a bonehead. Seat, where are you? Okay. Really hope I got a seat in here somewhere. I'm not seeing one so far. Am I tripping? Am I tripping? No seat there. No seat there. No seat there. Uh-oh. I got one without a seat. Oh, man. Let me double check this box. Maybe it's hiding somewhere. No, it's not in there. Over there. Over there. I'm like about to take this whole box apart. Yeah. Uh-oh. I think I got one without a seat. I might have to contact. Oh, no, I don't want go through all that. Yeah, I think I got one without a seat. Did I put it somewhere else? Did it fall somewhere? I don't think it did. Oh, maybe. Oh, here, I found it. Okay. Whew. For a second, I thought I didn't get a seat. It was hanging in that box, and that box was empty. All right, thank God. I did not want to. Have you guys ever had to deal with going through Hasbro Pulse to get anything done? Oh my God, it's atrocious. That's why I really don't like ordering from them too much, because the way that they handle their customers is, it's not like they're rude or anything. It's just like, oh, we gotta send you an RMA number, and then you gotta print this thing out, and then you gotta send it back and do. Oh my God, I'm like, oh my God. I just, at that point, I'm like, I just don't have the energy to even care. All right, so we have our seat. Nice sculpt for the seat. Looks like a bucket racing seat. Pretty cool. Same thing goes for the other seats in here, which are not removable. We got one peg right here. We're just going to plug it into the back. Right there. And I'm probably going to go for the more modern look with the top cage, too. Not that there's anything wrong with going the other way. More classic look, but I don't know. I just think it's fun to have one more person on there. Let's see if I can not pop this cage off by having to pop this other top cage on. Ooh, I'm getting lucky so far. Ooh, lucky. Lucky ducky. There we go. There we go. There we go. And there we go. Sweet. Nothing fell off yet. Nothing popped off yet. All right, so these, for my sake, at least as far as what I would suggest, I'm going to put the missiles in here so they don't get lost. So I'm just going to slide those in there. And I'm not going to push them in all the way because I want to be able to get them out. And then they just pretty much secure right up top, like so. And I'm pretty sure that's how they go. I might have them backwards. I might have to take a look. Let me take a look. No, that is correct. That's how the missile pods go. Let's put the other missile together. And we want that side out. There we go, just like so. And then pop this other side in, like so. Nothing has popped off yet. I'm shocked. And then we've got our antennae. 2 of them. That's why they're eye and antennae. And we're just gonna pop them over here onto that portion right there. That guy right there. And if you try to pop them on the foot peg like I did, because I'm a dipshit, it won't fit because the hole's too big. So, and then I'm just going to do the other side. And I think there's a groove in there too. You should be able to fit into the groove, like Madonna always said. Get into the groove. There we go. And then we've got gasoline or water canister, which that has a peg on the bottom right there. And I'm assuming you can put this over here. Oh, wait, you can also put it in here, too. I think. Put the canister right here on the driver's side, I think. It looks like a foot peg. Talks like a foot peg. Walks like a foot peg. There we go. And you can do that if you want to. Because I think that's how the original design was, too. You could have the canisters in the foot tray. I'll put it back here so it's not in the way. Actually, you know what? Let me flip it around. I'm trying to think how I would get into a vehicle and how I would not want something sticking out while I'm trying to, you know. And then we got our toolkit right here that also has a peg. And I'll put that on the passenger side. Or I guess you could. I guess you can you put it on the foot peg over here? No, it's too big. Too big. Too big. But it does have a. This is actually pretty cool because if you got CoverGirl, either version, which I prefer the blonde version over that hideous monstrosity of the redhead version. Um, then you could put her tools in here if you wanted to. There we go. And then I'll put the. Oh, we got a. Oh no! I thought that popped off for a second. I saw a hole there, but that's for the gun. Then I'll put the toolkit over here, out of the way. Beautiful. Beautiful. Look at that. Perfect. I love it. And then we'll put our undersized 1/18 scale gun over here. And it does have a clip system, which I wish these had this clip system right here. Because once you get it in, you're not going to get it out. There you go. There's your gun in the front. And then these guys, I am assuming, where do you go? Look at the box again. Or instructions. Always doing things the wrong way. Oh, they have to go up top with the. Oh, okay. There are pegs up here. So there's a. You can't see shit. There's a peg right there and a peg on the other side, and that's where the these canisters go. Let me see which way the feeding part goes. I don't think it really says. I don't know if it really matters. So I'm just gonna put it this way. Hopefully nothing pops off. I'm trying to do this so nothing pops off, and then something fell off the foot thing on the back. But it went back on, so we're good. There we go. You do have to put some pressure to get that on, like so, and then feed this into here. I'm not sure why you would need two canisters then. And you really want, if you want to be really accurate, you want to feed this side in so the bullets are facing outward towards the barrel. Let's see if I can do that. Can you do it? Oh, you can do it. You can do it. We can build him stronger and faster. And what I'll do is, for illusion's sake, I'll just tuck this. Oh, somebody is just whining, crying downstairs. Oh my god. There we go. Okay, so that's what it's going to look like. Sounds like there's a bird downstairs or something. I don't know if you guys can hear that whining, but pretty awesome, man. I am liking this. 50th anniversary Striker had some great accessories that it came with. Yeah, I agree, man. And the cup holders, yeah. So I got to put my cup of Joe in there. I'll put it. I got to put it on the driver's side. God damn it. God damn it. There we go. I got to fit this in there. I got fucking big ass fenders. I don't know if this is gonna. I should have put the cup of Joe in first. Damn it! It's gonna pop all this stuff off. Watch. Oh, will he make it? Will he make it in, or will it just fall into the vehicle and rattle around? The world may never know. I can't see a thing. I'm just strictly going by feel here. Oh my god! Oh, for God's sake! Is the cup too fat? Are you too fat, sir? No, I'm missing the hole. That's what she said. Come on. Get in there. Get in there, mister. You guys are probably like, this is great watching you struggle. This is such entertaining content you got, ODC. Thank you so much. Get in the hole. There we go. Now it's in. You really got to push it in. So to get that in, let me get Crankcase over here. To get that cup in, you really have to push it in the hole. It's not going to just sit in there. But it's not coming out. I'll promise you that. Unless you give it a nice little tug, it'll pop out. It's not too hard, but it's a nice snug fit, so it's secure. So that's good. And I guess if you really wanted to, this is very malleable. The visor and this you can put these in the toolkit too if you wanted to for storage and stuff. Um, and the helmet, I guess you could pop the helmet right here, and that's really kind of not moving either. You know. All right, here comes the hard part now. We've done the easy part, which is assembling everything, and this is the final product right here, fully assembled. Nothing's popped off yet, but we're at the hard part. Like I said, getting him in the vehicle without any of this coming apart. Let's see how we can do here. So far, so good. I've finessed it pretty decently, but let's see how badly I can mess all of that up. Um, I'm going to want to crunch him a little bit. And I don't know if I'm going to be able to get the hands on the steering wheel, but we'll try. I am going to try as best as I can. So, here's struggling montage version 2.0 ish. Here we go. And the steering wheel does not turn the wheels, by the way. The wheels don't really want to turn too much. They kind of wiggle. They don't really turn. All right, let's try and get them in. Here we go. Come on. You can do it. I believe in you, Crankcase. Oh, come on. Nice and easy. Oh, yeah. He's going in. Don't knock the... No, your head is going to knock that off. Ooh, that's a tight fit. But I got him in. All right. Let's see if I can get him in. Oh, this is where I'm going to mess it up. I'm trying to perfect it. Trying to perfect it. Remember, use the force, Terry says. I wish I could just use the force and float that shit in there, you know? But come on. Come on, little friend. Now he's stuck, I think. Come on. He's kind of like hunched. Try to get him to look more natural. It looks like it's hurting to sit in this thing. I think his leg holster is getting in the way, but we'll just do this for now. But he does fit in there. And I have not popped one branch of the roll cage off yet. Which I am absolutely shocked. Am I taking the steering wheel comes off. Okay. So yeah, that is I don't like that. I mean, I get it. Some vehicles you can actually remove your steering wheel when you turn it off. A lot of Jeeps do that. A lot of race cars do that. But for sake of him being able to get his hand on this, maybe don't make it removable. Just to make collectors' lives a little bit easier. But there we go. I think for now, that's as close as we're going to get to him being in there. I want him to sit down a little bit more. But like I said, the holster's getting in the way. I'm readjusting here to show you something. His drop-down leg holster is definitely bumping and getting in the way. But, he's in there. He is holding the steering wheel. I guess I could try and get his one hand on the gear shift with all this stuff in the way to make him look a little bit more natural. Let me put the camera down, stupid. Put the camera down, dumbass. And you want to twist his hand. Oh, my God. There we go. Now he has his hand on the gear shift. Like he's shifting through gears. And oh, there we go. He's in there. I'm shocked not one thing popped off. But I'm going to glue all this stuff together. I really don't have any intention on selling this. This is a lot of fun to look at. I'm going to try and grab. I'm going to grab. I got some extra. Let's see. Here's a comparison for you for size comparisons and such. It was easier when we were younger, smaller hands. Yeah, Rand. You know, it definitely. Here's the Grim Viper, the new Grim Viper. That's what he looks like standing next to it. He's a little bit on the taller side. Uh, we've got not really. We've got wetsuit. I'm hoping that I saw that we're getting Destro, the Iron Grenadier Destro, and his despoiler, which is pretty wild that we're getting that. So I'm hoping that we get some boats. You know, I'm hoping that we get a piranha for Cobra and a devilfish for GI Joe, and I think we might. Who knows what the HasLab's going to be this year? Who knows? Hopefully, it's something water themed. Here's obligatory Duke. Here's obligatory Duke. There you go. Obligatory Duke. All right, and then let's see what else do we have here. Here's a. Scoot him over so we're getting everybody in there. There's a Luke Skywalker. Dagobah Luke. Dagobah Luke. That's what that looks like. So you can gauge how large this is. Let's bring in a Batman. Batman Begins, Christian Bale. Multiverse Batman. He's bigger, clearly. What else? Why not? Kyle Katarn, because I love Kyle Katarn. There you go. And get Kyle out of there. Who else? We'll go with Monkey King from Four Horsemen. There you go with that. Monkey King, he's awesome. Love him. Some Wukong. Let's get a Masterverse He-Man from the 40th anniversary of He-Man. I love that He-Man. He's one of my favorites. There you go. Terry says, I need to finish customizing my POC Duke. The one with the backpack missile launcher attachments. Yeah. Yeah, because he's that Duke is actually loosely based on Contra. I love that Duke. So good. And then we'll bring in Action Force. There we go. This always reminds me of 90s Duke with all the weird digital camo on him. Or like Desert Dusty if I put a beret on him. But that is Desert Condor. Condor is my favorite character from Action Force. He's pretty cool. Get him out of the way. What else should we do? We'll do another Mythic Legion. One of my absolute favorite Mythic Legions, the Monk. The Orc Monk. Oh, I love that figure. He's so good. I love him. so good. And all that's wired. All his cloth goods are wired. It's so good. Then we'll do a Cosmic Legion. Here is Curran Ray. Just to continue the comparison situation. Curran Ray's a really cool figure too. And then what else? I think that's good for comparisons. We'll throw my here. You know, here's me as a GI Joe. There you go. It's me as a GI Joe. That is a old head sculpt too. That is from that'smyface.com. They did pretty good with the face print for this being way back in 2014. I think I got that done. So, but I think that's it as far as comparisons go. We'll get these two guys out of the way and we'll focus back on what we're talking about here. If Grim Viper will stand. Wetsuit, hold him up, please. Thank you. So what do you guys think? You tell me. I think this is a pretty solid set. I think if you get it for what was it, like 110 or whatever it was that they're offering for it. I think that's a pretty solid price. I mean, you're getting a lot of plastic here. He comes with a boatload of accessories. And the fact that you can turn this, oh, that part popped off. I knew I was going to get one poppage off. The fact that you can do a more modern take with the extra cage in the seat, or remove the seat and the cage, and you can have more of a classic look. I think that bodes pretty well for everybody. And then you've got extra footing room for people standing up and using the gun, or you can just imagine that it's an automated gun and it just fires with a targeting system. The fact that we have pegs on the back right here look pretty cool. All of the detail, all of the sculpting on here looks really nice. I do quite like it quite a bit. I really don't have. I like the rubber tires. I like the suspension that it moves in the front. It'd been nice to have it in the back too, but it's okay. The wheels do turn. That's right. I forgot they do turn. They have a detense clicking mechanism. So I apologize for that, but yeah. So you can get him into like turning poses, or if you want to have him like leaning on his car with the wheels turned, get that look. You can do that. I believe it's just one click each way. So one click, one click, one click. But yeah, working wench is really nice. But we've seen a working wench with a few other vehicles. But I don't know. I like this quite a bit. I don't have really too many issues. I think that this is a better offering as far as what it's overall giving you with options than the Vamp, I would say. And I have two Vamps. I think this is it's giving you more value. You're getting removable missile launchers, two of them. You're getting an extra heavy weapon up top. The fact that you can switch this from classic to modern is great. The suspension's nice. The fact that you can turn the wheels is really nice. The working winch is nice. The figure itself, I think I would say it's pretty on par with Clutch. I don't have too many issues with that. I still, enjoy the Vamp for what it is, but I just think this is the better vehicle overall. The fact that you get an extra helmet and stuff like that, and the canisters and the um, toolbox and everything, and then the visor and stuff. There's a multitude of different looks that you can go with this set, and I don't think you can really do that with the Vamp. And I think these were around the same price, I want to say. I might be off a little bit because this is a newer item, but yeah, this is pretty awesome. I like it quite a bit. I'll actually, you know what I'll do is it might take me a minute, but I'll go get the Vamp and just compare the two sizes next to each other. So maybe that'll help. But just give me a minute. There might be a moment of silence, a little bit of awkwardness, but I'll be right back with the vamp. I have to go in the other room. Okay, that didn't take too long. I do have some. He's a little dusty, and I do, like I said, I do have 4 dogs. So there's sometimes there's. Although I keep my collection room completely shut, and my dogs don't go in there. There's still remnants of dog hair, though. That's a thing. All right, so I'm gonna set this up here, like so, and then here I'll bring in the vamp, and we can see the size difference, really quick, which is the Awe Striker is actually longer than the vamp. Whoops, sorry. So it's longer, and then we'll go down here, and I want to say, let's put that level. Yeah, the Awe Striker's taller also, and it holds more figures. So you got a 3-seater here and a 2-seater here. I think the Awe Striker's the better Vit. I'm telling you. Did these wheels move? I can't remember. No, I don't think they do. And these wheels don't turn. These wheels do turn. Look at that. I mean, you do have cool stuff like you can put the windshield down on it, but I think this is the far better vehicle if you're looking for just to get one and you're like, oh, do I get a vamp or do I get the Awe Striker? I don't know, man. I definitely would go with the Awe Striker. There's gonna be a lot of people that are like, oh no, I like the vamp better because it's got a windshield and it looks a little bit more like a real vehicle you could use in multiple different settings. Like this was a lot of people probably pegged this to like being like an off-road vehicle, but I think you could drive this on the road. I don't see what the problem is. It's got 4 tires and an engine, so you could do it. Um, but yeah, I like this value better. I think this holds better value. You're still getting a driver. You're still getting accessories with the driver, just like you did with the Vamp. Um, the Vamps, like I said, the chassis sits a little higher, but overall, um, the whole as a whole, the vehicle sits is actually taller and longer. So I think you're actually technically getting more plastic with the newer vehicle, and I think they're around the same price. And now I know the Vamp goes for way more money now. So I just don't. If they would have done a Vamp version too, kind of like what Valaverse did. If you guys remember the Pursuit of Cobra, go look up the Pursuit of Cobra Vamp version 2 or the 30th anniversary Vamp version 2, and you'll see that should have been the original design for the Vamp. That I know a lot of people are purists and they'll like the original 2-seater and is based off a real concept car from Lamborghini and all that fun stuff. All that's great, but I think practicality, the Vamp Mark II made way more sense. It was like a 5-seater or a 6-seater comfortably, and there was I believe like a chain gun on the back and a rotational chain gun platform so you could move around with it and rotate it with the figure holding on to the chain gun. It was friggin' awesome. So yeah. So I use the Valaverse one for my Vamp Mark II, and I love it. It's a fantastic vehicle also. So but but yeah, lots of accessories. Um Yeah, I kind of wish that we got a Vamp Mark II. Maybe they'll make one down the road. Who knows? Who knows? I want to say on this, you don't have a section for checking out the engine, so there's no engine compartment. So that is, I guess, a pro in the section of the vamp. But I don't think you really need it. I don't think it's necessary for this. I think this has everything you need. Three-seater. Technically, he's got foot pegs on the back and on the side, so you could fit at least one figure on the back and two figures on the side. That makes it a six-seater now. And there's also pegs right here if you want to have guys holding onto the cage on each side. So, 8 figures you could fit on this. Where on this, maybe you fit 3. That's about it. One hanging off the back. That's about it. So, potential 8-seater compared to a 3-seater. I think that is also another reason why I would recommend this over this. That and also the price now for what this is going for now. I think this is the better pick. So if you haven't got it, I think it's still available on Hasbro Pulse. Go pick it up. Just don't buy it from Big Bad Toy Store because it's way overpriced. So, but let me get my vamp out of the way, and then I'll put my camera down here, and we'll go into closing notes, and then we'll end the live review. But yeah, I think this is a home run. I'm actually really happy that I picked this up and I didn't wait any longer. Because while space is an issue, that's always a kind of a common threat to all collectors. I'm pretty pleased with this. So no issues, really. I know that there are issues with the cage and such. I didn't have too many, but I might have got lucky because I was being very careful. Um, so other than that, I would say this is definitely a 2 thumbs up. I'll give you my thumbs, and then I'll give you my other thumbs. There's my other thumbs. 2 thumbs up. I would give this a full recommendation. I think you're getting a lot of value here with this, and I think you are getting at least $100 or just over $100 worth of quality here with the set. So there's 2 thumbs up, full recommendation. Go pick it up. And yeah, this has been a lot of fun. Yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this. I think that's going to bring this to a close. I have the Retaliation version. The Retaliation, the Ninja Wagon Retaliation version. Yeah, that one's good too. I have that one. And that was really cool because it came with a back canopy that was closed. And then you could also remove that canopy if you wanted to. And it also had door covers with that one. So that one was extra cool, where the Pursuit of Cobra one was kind of an open cage. But still, nonetheless, still a cool vehicle. And yeah, figure's great. Vehicle's great. Go pick it up. Are there any questions before I end the live stream? Because I would like to answer any questions that you guys have, if you have any. Let me know in the chat. El Chato. El Chato. Oh, I also do have channel memberships. If anybody is interested, excuse me, while I'm vaping. I do have channel memberships, so you can just hit the join button if you're interested in that. You don't have to if you don't want to, but I'm just saying that there are. If you do want to throw extra support my way, if not, that's cool too. As long as you guys are subscribing, liking, commenting, all that fun stuff, all that normal rigmarole for YouTube that helps with the algorithm, because the algorithm is the devil. Okay, the algorithm is awful. So, other than that, I think I'll draw this to a close. If you guys don't have any questions, thank you so much, everybody who watched today live. And if you're watching this on playback, thank you so much. I appreciate you so much for the continued support. Thank you to Sean Jones, 375. Thanks for joining the channel here. Thanks for hanging out and talking some GI Joe with me. I appreciate you, bro. And good luck on the collection in the future. Terry Turner, and thank you to also Woodman29 for being continued members and supporting the channel as much as you can. I appreciate you guys. Um, I'm probably going to be doing a giveaway within the next month because it's birthday month time in April for me. And I, instead of receiving gifts, I like to give gifts to other people and people that have supported the channel. So I'm probably going to do a members only giveaway, and then I'll do a just subscriber giveaway. I'm going to do two different giveaways for the month of April, and I hope you guys appreciate that. And I'm happy to do so because I appreciate you guys. I'll be back. Thanks, Joe Bros. Yeah, you have a great day, and thanks for, like I said, thanks for hanging out, Sean. But other than that, that'll be it for this review. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Hopefully, my stream quality was pretty good, um, and there were no issues with buffering or anything like that. But that's gonna pretty much do it here. Um, Thanks again. I hope you guys have a great day. Enjoy your collections, and I'll see you guys on the flip side.